Hey everybody, what is going on? Siri Levadrive here, and today we're playing Entropia Universe. What we're going to be doing today is we're still on Crystal Palace. We're going to be taking on some Kretlin Young, and while we're at it, there's actually a glitch right here where we're going to run in here. All the mobs disappear, so we're going to be going off to the other side. Yeah, if you're in Dome 2, just don't run over to that side. The mobs do start to disappear. It's a bit of a glitch, but if you know it's going to happen, it's not too big of a deal. Anyways, what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be talking about ancient Greece shares. So a few of you guys asked about that. You were wondering like how ancient Greece shares had done and all of that. And yeah, I think it's worth revisiting, right? Because there were a few things that happened here. And first things first, I'm a little bit too low level to be taking on these Kretlin, but the reason I want to do it is I want to just get this iron challenge out of the way. And right now we're being attacked by 2, which is like worst case possible here. That's 3. Okay, yep. I said it was the worst case possible, and I completely lied. It does get worse, and one of them just crit hit me. So yeah, it gets even worse than that. We're just gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna have them hit the TT there, or the turret there, because that's the best thing to do. Anyways, what we're gonna be talking about today is ancient Greece shares. So specifically, I guess on Discord, basically. So if you guys don't know, I have a Discord channel. There's a link down below in the description for those of you guys who are gonna comment down below on the video about how to get to the Discord. I don't really know how you missed that, but the link is in the description. Just click show more and it'll lead you there. But yeah, Bayrock was asking about ancient Greece shares and sort of what happened with that. So yeah, obviously I messed up when I bought the shares. For those guys who don't know, I bought 100 shares of ancient Greece deeds, and it was a complete accident on my part. What happened was I thought that I could sell the deeds anytime I wanted, and it turns out I can't sell them for the first 6 months that they have been released. So sort of a big fail on my part. I should have done a little bit more research into it, but honestly, I thought the Mindark would have called it out in the press announcement. Instead, it was called out in an FAQ that wasn't really linked to in the press announcement, but Next Island had done the sort of announcement. They'd done the FAQ, like, they'd done their due diligence. It was just some weird stuff with the linking that I didn't anticipate, and honestly, like, that's one of those things, like, I can sort of take full responsibility for that, right? Like, I accidentally put $100 in, and, you know, now it's just sitting there in deeds. So let's go ahead and just talk about those deeds, because people are just wondering sort of where that stands. And let's keep shooting here, otherwise these Kretlin are going to kill me pretty badly. What? Oh, okay, yeah, they're going to kill me pretty badly. Yeah, so ancient Greece shares, right now I've got 100 shares. If we go over here, you're going to see there's... Let me focus on this real quick, killing this thing, because he's going to do some damage to me here. But you can see, actually, Gremlin armor for Kretlin, it's not too bad. It's a little bit better than the Aruli, or however you pronounce that. I'm pronouncing it completely wrong. Someone, you know, tell me how you pronounce it down below, and maybe you're right, and I'll jump over to that. I probably won't, though. I'll probably just keep forgetting and pronouncing it wrong. But yeah, Kretlin are a little bit easier for me to kill, just because I think they work out a little bit better with my Gremlin armor. So yeah, anyways, the unit price, obviously 10 PDs a unit. There's 680,000 deeds available, which means out of the original 750,000 deeds, less than 100k have sold so far. So that means that they're probably grossly overpriced. But in all honesty, okay, as much as I hate to do it, because it's usually like recent deeds I've been pretty negative about, these deeds have actually been paying out decently. So the first week, I got about 2 PECs per deed. Second week, I got like something like 1 PEC, and then the third week that I've had them, I got another 2 PECs. So yeah, so far every week the deeds have paid out. They paid out just a little bit, not a ton, but they have paid something out. And honestly, like if you do run the numbers on this, right? Like, let's say they're paying on an average of 0.015 PECs a week, multiply that by 52, and then you've got 0.78, so they've got a 7.8% return right now, which is actually pretty good. Obviously, that initial hype is going to eventually die down, and that's probably going to be where we're going to start having some issues, right? Where you're going to start seeing those payouts fail and all that. But honestly, like, they're not doing that bad. If you compare that to something like Arcadia Moon Deeds, they're holding their value better so far than Arcadia Moon Deeds are. So yeah, I can't say like. So I didn't. He just spawned. Alright, I hate how they do that. I hate how these guys just disappear on me. And then what happened? I don't know what happened there. Is there like a... Okay. There's some weird stuff going on with these Kretlin today. Anyways. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so with the moon deeds, they're rarely paying out. You can see here, like, pretty much, like, every like 5 to 6 days, they're still paying out the moon deeds. Obviously, if you run the math on that, moon deeds and not Crystal Palace deeds, moon deeds and Treasure Island, not Treasure Island. Wow, I'm blanking on this. Moon deeds and Ancient Greece shares are probably paying out about the same rates, but moon deeds are worth about 6 times more. Neither of them have sold out, so they're both sort of locked in. You're not going to be able to get them for more or less yet. And honestly, here's the thing. If you're going to plan on buying those Arcadia or those Ancient Greece shares later, you probably would want to buy them now, but I'd still say to hold off on it. Personally, this isn't like investing advice or anything like that. Some of you guys have asked me for advice, and I'm not giving that, right? Like, that's not my place to say. You guys sort of know where you stand, what you want to do with your PEDs or PED. But me personally, for entertainment purposes or whatever, the way I do it is, like, if I wanted to buy Ancient Greece shares and I thought, like, 100% I'm going to buy this in 2 months or 3 months, I'd buy them now. If you're not sure, I'd probably wait and just see what the payouts are, because honestly, there's still a little bit of hype around those shares. It has somewhat died off, and you're still seeing some sort of payouts. So that's definitely a good sign. I think there's a few things that they're really going to need to do, though. I think they're going to need to put in estates and some things for newer and sort of mid-tier players. From what I've heard right now, Ancient Greece, like the wave events, they've increased the price of sweat. So that's actually a really good thing for new players. Some of the new armors and stuff like that people are playing around with, but I haven't heard anyone saying it's the next big thing or everybody has to get it yet. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe there is a huge use case for it and it just hasn't reached me yet, but I haven't heard it. I like them. I have nothing against them, but yeah, so far it seems, seems decent. It's some good new content for people who are tired of what they've already got in Entropia Universe. It's going to be great for them, but it's nothing that's going to bring people into the game or something that people are going to need to see. So that sort of tells me that if that initial hype dies down too much, we're going to have some low payouts, would be my guess. Obviously there's probably going to be some stuff coming, and we're going to have to wait and see on that. But yeah, it looks like that whole 750,000 deed thing was a gross overpricing. And when I made what happened here? This is one of the problems, right? The second they sell shares, they stop fixing some of the bugs. It's very weird. No, I'm completely joking about that. I don't know what's going on with this dome. It's just, all right. If someone from Mondarch's watching, Crystal Palace Dome 2, there's just some weird stuff going on right here. And my guess is it has to do with terrain and recognizing where I am versus where mobs are and stuff like that. Like, you're probably messing up the height of my avatar. That would be my guess, the height that you're saying my avatar's at, because this is happening on hills specifically. So yeah, programmer to programmer, something to look for. Anyways, yeah. So Ancient Greece shares overall, like, although I'm still disappointed I got stuck with them, I'm happy to see that the payouts are holding firm. Right now, my deeds, they've paid back already 5 PECs. That's something. If that keeps up, I'll definitely be happy with the returns. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. And honestly, if that payout does keep up, even if they're not selling out of the deeds and they're still for 10 PEDs a deed, if they're paying out 7%, I'm going to hang on to them, because that shows me that they've actually managed to capture some players' attention. And while it might not be mine, I might not be that player that they've captured. If they've captured other players' attentions and, those players are spending time there, at some point I'm probably going to go check it out. And honestly, even if I don't, like, as long as there's people interested in people doing it, the deeds make sense to buy. So yeah, like I said, there was definitely a failure on my part to sort of understand what was going on. That was my bad, but yeah, I can't say I regret the purchase exactly. I'm still a little, like, I'm holding my breath, right? It's like one of those things where I'm just like, It might work out, it might not work out. I'm not 100% sure where this is going. I'm not ecstatic that I got these things early. It is not like Crystal Palace where they're selling out. They definitely put out too many deeds, or the price just wasn't right, like the valuation wasn't right. But the payout that we're getting is pretty fair. And honestly, some things that I probably should not have pulled out my healer there. I could just kill them. Let's just go right back to the kill here. There we go. Look at that. That's pro right there. So yeah, like some things I'd like to know. What's happening with the extra deed, the extra deed revenue? So this is sort of one question that I've got, right? And I'm sure there's an answer to this out there somewhere. I just haven't bothered to look it up. And there's gonna be a bunch of people in the comments calling me lazy and all that. And I know there's a bunch of you guys out there who really do hate me. And you've messaged me. I've seen the messages. I understand. And I firmly disagree with you. I do not hate myself. So yeah, hopefully that gives you a little bit of solace. You can keep sending those messages and sending that hate my way, and maybe I'll change my mind. Anyways, yeah, there's gonna be some people that are gonna get very upset that I didn't look this up, but whatever. So yeah, I don't know how this works, but the question is that 680,000 deeds, those 680,000 deeds, those shares, they're sitting in the exchange. Is that money? That deed revenue, is it being split right now between all deed holders, all people who currently hold Arcadia Underground, Arcadia Underground, there's too many shares, I'm getting confused, all those people who currently hold Ancient Greece shares, or is that money going to the people who own Ancient Greece, or Next Island, because they own the other 50%? So I guess the question I've got right now is what is happening with that extra revenue? Because here's the thing, right? If right now there's 100,000 deeds out there, and all the revenue is just being split between those 100,000 deeds, and those 680,000 deeds aren't being accounted for, obviously as those deeds sell, it's going to get harder and harder and harder for deeds to actually make a profit. And that sort of signifies that you want to get out of this thing, right? This isn't a good investment. Now, if right now all that money's going to Next Island, I do have some issues with taking funding for something that you've built already and playing it off like there's going to be all this hype around it, and sort of, I don't know. There's some weird things around that I already talked about in other videos. But obviously there's some reasons that they could have chosen to do that are completely legitimate, and yeah, it could go either way. Really, it depends on sort of what you see them doing. It could either be a very honest move, or it could be a very sort of slick move to get maximum PEDs. But if the revenue from those 680,000 shares is just resplit between all current shareholders, then it means that there's going to be dilution of the shares that you hold, and that's going to lead to issues, because what's going to happen is as those shares get diluted, your payouts are going to get smaller and smaller. So even if that hype does maintain itself, you're going to run into issues. Now, if those shares aren't going to be diluted, if they're already accounted for in the payouts, then that means that these payouts are going to pretty much hold steady. And that's a really good sign. So it'd be interesting to see. Ooh, I was not paying attention. There was some lag or something going on there, and I just got killed. I should probably be using some better armor. I know that. I realize that, but I just sort of, I don't have that many kills left to get, right? All I need to do is get 8 more kills, or 9 more kills. Yeah, my math isn't that good. I was counting that one that I didn't kill as killed already. Is what it is. Anyways, yeah, so it really depends on how that share dilution stuff works, and whether or not there is going to be share dilution as more and more deeds sell. Since I haven't seen payouts dropping since I initially bought those 100 shares, my guess would be, oh, and I forgot to heal myself. I'm so stupid sometimes. My guess would be that there's probably, the share dilution is probably already accounted for. So those 680,000 shares are already paying out to Next Island, or whoever technically holds those deeds. I don't know if it would be Next Island or Mindark or what, but whoever technically holds those deeds right now would be getting the payouts, which little sort of weird that that's happening, but it's also good, right? Because that's not going to give people a false impression of how much these deeds pay out. And if that revenue is being redistributed, wow, I'm muddling my words today. If it is going to be if it is currently being redistributed to the shareholders, again, that's not necessarily something shady. That shows a lot of sort of goodwill from the current deed holder, right? Whether it's Next Island or Mindark or both, right? It does show good goodwill between them, but it means that the payments are going to go down. So I guess one way where they're not being split, that shows that they're not trying to give a false impression of how much the deeds are worth. And maybe there was some misvaluation there, but the valuation is going to hold a little bit steadier, because if they can keep the hype up and keep people interested in ancient Greece, and to be honest, I'm probably going to be headed to ancient Greece soon. If they can keep people interested in that like that, that's a really good thing. And I could see some really cool stuff coming out of that. Now, on the other hand, like I was saying, if there's basically two ways this could go. Either way, it doesn't necessarily mean anything bad about Next Island or Mind Arc. It just is something that you've really got to price into it. And I think either way, it would probably be actually good for them to come out and get ahead of this and say what's going on. Because one way they're going to say, hey, we're taking the revenue, but there's no share dilution. The 680,000 deeds are right now paying to us because we took some of that overhead initially, and, it is what it is. Sort of more or less like deal with it, but we're coming out to tell you guys this, and that one or two PCs a week that you're seeing right now, that might actually be legitimately what you're going to see year after year. And then the other way to come about it would be they come out and say, hey, there is like share dilution that occurs every time a deed's sold. We know like the payouts are a little bit less, but we're really excited about what we're going to put out. And just to show that we've got so much faith in that, we're actually foregoing the 680,000 deeds that we'd be paying out to us, and instead redistributing the money to you. So two press announcements right there that they can make. Well, one press announcement they can make, but two ways that they can make it depending on which way that question falls. And I think either way, it would be a really good thing to tell people. And maybe they've already said it somewhere and I just don't know it, so someone's going to correct me in the comments. I do know some of you guys are really, really not happy with what I do, but how I don't come in with the information. But yeah, I'm very curious why you think, why you still listen, right? So there's a few, I guess we're going to just jump off the ancient Greece shares, because I think I've said all I can say about that topic. We're at 16 minutes. I've noticed I'm repeating myself, which means generally I'm done talking about it. So we're going to just get the next 6 kills here, see if we can't get a global or something cool. If not, we're still killing some aliens, doing some cool stuff. So that's good. But yeah, some of you guys are really like going hard against me. I don't know what it is. I feel like part of it is because I've noticed this recently, right? Like my YouTube videos are getting a lot more views, but so my views have pretty much, I think if you look at Social Blade, you can see this, but my views have pretty much doubled since the whole sort of quarantine thing, which makes sense. There's a lot more people playing video games, a lot more people stuck inside with a lot more time. I found myself in sort of not the same scenario because there's some weird things going on with work. It looks like in the near future I'm going to be in that scenario, so we'll see what happens there. That's not the best news for me, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So those of you guys who are out there, out of work, I'll be joining you one of these days maybe. But anyways, so I've noticed that the views have jumped up and doubled, which is, I'm psyched about that. Ad revenue, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that, but I can at least say that it's not gone anywhere significant worth mentioning. So I don't know what that means exactly. But yeah, as far as that, and then as far as hate goes, that's what I wanted to touch on. That's gone up 500%, which is sort of crazy to me, right? A jump in views. Usually when I see a jump in views, there is going to be a jump in people hating on me, but this is a spectacular jump. And one of the things is I always try and look at it and figure out what's going on. I'm all right, am I putting out videos that are worse? And I really don't think so. I've looked at my videos and yeah, I get some Entropia people don't like the fact that I'm playing Doom Eternal. You guys don't like the fact that I'm playing Call of Duty, the fact that I'm playing Rust and Warframe, and you're worried, what about the Entropia content that you put out? I'm going to keep putting out Entropia content. If I really had to, I'd make a separate, Serial Overdrive Plays Entropia channel and just do 100% Entropia, but that's not going to happen unless I get a ton of followers, right? I'm not going to split my subscriber base like that right now, but if it ever made sense to do it, I would do it. I wouldn't just stop making Entropia content, just so we're all sort of clear on that. Because let's face it, of the things that I sort of do, right, the 3 main games that my channel has, Rust, Entropia Universe, and Warframe, the majority of these style videos, which I really do like making, are Entropia Universe style, right? But the majority of my views do not come from Entropia Universe. I know that's a lot of people are actually very surprised by that, but that's the truth, right? Like, I can see where my views are coming from, where my subscriber base is coming from, and all that, and I do recognize the fact that, while Entropia Universe has some of my more sort of vehement supporters and haters, there are a lot of the subscriber base is not that interested in Entropia Universe. For good or for bad, that's just a fact, right? Like, that's just what it is. But yeah, I'm still going to do Entropia Universe videos. Anyways, that's way off point. But yeah, like, I looked at my videos, and like, I have been doing more Doom Eternal, but honestly, I've been like, I looked at that, like, the like ratio is pretty much where it always is with my videos, and I'm not filling them with junk. Most of them are under 10 minutes. I'm not doing anything ridiculous with it. So yeah, I think it's just people are a little bit more upset recently, which it is what it is. And yeah, I completely get it. So if for some reason you're a hater and you've made it 20 minutes into this video, it's cool, man. Don't worry about it. Just, in the future you'll think about it and you'll realize that is what it is. But yeah, so that's that. Also, your comments are going to get deleted because I don't want to foster that type of thing, right? Like, I used to respond to it and try and like work it out, and it doesn't seem to have an effect. Generally, if someone comes at you and says, "Oh, screw you, I hate you," there's not really much I can do to change their mind on that. And it doesn't provide any. It's no good for the community. So we are gonna just delete your comments. But I did read them. I did understand them. It's all good. So don't worry about it. Because maybe later you'll feel bad about it. Anyways, what else is going on? So yeah, the Kretlin right now, loot hasn't been spectacular. It's nothing to write home about. Like, the Aruli, however you want to say that, those actually were doing a little bit better. The Steelbirds were honestly my favorite so far. Those things were looting like crazy. But yeah, Kretlin, Aruli, they haven't been amazing. Honestly, this trip to Crystal Palace was mostly just so I could get these missions done. And now that I've got these missions done, we're probably going to be headed down to Calypso to keep killing some of those mobs. Because let's be honest, Kretlin, like, well, I can take them. It takes me just a few too many shots to kill them, I think. So I'm doing okay. It's not terrible, like, with Gremlin armor. But I should probably be using an LR30, and I should maybe just be a little bit sort of higher level before I go out here and try and just solo these guys day after day after day. But just in the, sort of in the interest of getting these iron missions complete, it makes sense to come out here and kill 100. And that's one of the things. That's probably the one sort of takeaway or the one tip I can give you guys who are watching this video, right? If you're interested, if you're looking for what is going on. Oh, come on, really? That's sort of ridiculous, right? Like, we get these huge lag spikes. I have no idea what's going on, and then all of a sudden, I'm just dead. Not a fan. I've got to say, I'm not a fan. But yeah. So I guess the one thing to take away from this is if you do have to hunt a mob that's just a little bit higher than you usually hunt, just to get those iron challenges complete, I'd say it's worth it because you're gonna get to kill something that's just a little bit more cooler to do. And that's, for me at least, right? Like, some of you guys do like grinding, right? You like to get that level 20 mission for Aatrox or whatever it is, right? But for me, honestly, one of the big things I really do enjoy doing is just taking on different and sort of new mobs. So I can take on something that's just a little bit higher than normal. That does give me a bit of a thrill. So I'd say it's worth it for me. Let's kill this guy. That was a little ridiculous, honestly, how I died there, like, just with that lag and all that. But I get it. For some reason, I've noticed there's been a little bit more lag recently. I think probably there's more people playing, and honestly, I have seen that in deed payouts. There's just the payouts have been a little bit higher across the board. I've noticed, at least over this last week. So probably just because people are stuck inside, there's just more people playing. I didn't even know you could get fruit up here. That's sort of cool. Let's pick up that fruit. All right, we got our fruit. That's cool. But yeah, there's been a little bit more lag. I've noticed that. But yeah, it's sort of, not a bad loot to end things on. 14 PDs right there. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say. But yeah, sometimes it is worth just bumping yourself up and hunting mobs are just a little bit harder, so you can get those iron challenges done, because again, remember, that's going to be running out soon. So if you're stuck inside right now, it's a good time to do that, get those missions out of the way. But yeah, otherwise, that's about all I've got for today, folks. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was interesting to hear what I thought about ancient Greece shares and sort of my take on that and just where everything stands. Honestly, like I said, I'm not too disappointed with the results. So far, like, they're coming in a little bit better than what I expected, if we're being 100% honest. So yeah, if you're thinking like ancient Greece shares, should I buy them? I'd still, personally, I'm not going to buy any more, but I'm not disappointed with my purchase. So, take that with, do with that what you will. Anyways, I'm going to be headed down for Crystal Palace. As you can see, my storage is completely empty, so it is time for me to end this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, as always, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, you might want to subscribe, because I do make these videos pretty often. There's going to be some other junk in there, but there also is, a good deal of Entropia Universe content, so, why not subscribe? Anyways, guys, thank you so much, and until next time, peace.